everybody, you're watching Alt+Tab on twitch.tv/Newegg.
That's right. Hope you guys are doing well. It's Friday, which is always a good day for everyone. Most people.
Most people.
Unless you work the weekends. And Friday's kind of like your upcoming Monday.
It might be like your Wednesday.
Ooh. Wednesday's the worst.
Sorry. That was just Tina letting me know from the other room that they are having internet issues. So you may or may not be seeing this right now.
Despite what the title says, I am not Paul and she's not Jay's 2 cents. So bear that in mind. That'll save you a lot of confusion.
One of these times, the title situation on our show will be sorted out. But I did manage to get our Twitter handles underneath us correctly.
Yes, that is good. So you guys can go ahead and tweet us on Twitter. We will be answering your questions at some point, probably midway through this stream. Whatever they may be, personal questions about my deodorant that I use or Jenny's hair, or they could be very technical questions like do you even math or stuff like that.
Yes.
Go ahead and tweet us there. And we have some stories today, don't we?
We do have some stories. I have to remark though that it seems kind of lonely in here.
Does it?
It's
Why?
Really lonely.
I kind of like it though. It's so nice and quiet. And,
it's just weird to be in here with nobody.
Well, that's true. Rachel's out. She's out for the day. I think she's calling out sick or something like that. And Paul is here on Wednesday, so he's obviously not here.
Steve's in the other room working on something else. So we're in here alone with a camera and
Steve's
some lights
playing
and all
video
the view.
games. Steve's not working.
No, that's right. Steve's playing Dragon Age.
that son of a bee. Lucky guy.
So hard to be Steve.
So hard to be Steve. Anyway, so we've got some good stuff for you today. I think our first story comes from a Kickstarter, actually. It's a new Kickstarter for a gaming mouse. And this is a popular mouse that many of you are probably already familiar with. It is the Naos Quantified Gaming. It's what they're calling the QG. From
have
Myonix.
one of these around here somewhere?
You probably do have a Myonix Naos, but I don't believe it is this one because it's not out yet. So they're actually using the same design, the same exterior design and enclosure for the mouse, which is extremely comfortable. I think it's something similar to that. But it actually has sensors in it which track your heart rate as well as your it has galvanic skin response sensors. So I guess the whole point
That's a
of
fancy way to say let you know you're sweaty.
Yeah, lets you know you're sweating. It's like a wearable now. Like, you know, mice are integrating technology that we see on smartwatches and stuff like that, or fitness trackers. But I guess the point is to see at what moments while you're gaming do you become stressed out, or at what points while you're gaming does your blood pressure raise or your heart rate increase, so that you can better figure out what is throwing you off your game in an effort to improve your gaming skills, which remains to be seen.
And also
if
you
that's
can
actually
make these fun charts that you know, tell you which one of your friends are the scaredest.
Right. So this would be a great application
That's not
for
a word.
The scaredest. It is now. Urban Dictionary that before we do. But that's really cool. It's a chart that the software puts out for you, and based on, so if you see a spike in the chart where your heart rate was going skyrocketed, you can actually highlight that area. That's another great word that exists.
We can English today.
You can mouse over that part in the graph and see exactly what frames were being played, what you were actually experiencing during that moment when you got freaked out or whatever, or panicked, whatever it may be. So I could see this being just kind of how Steve said it, not really particularly necessary or useful, but kind of a fun gimmicky thof that you can just kind of play around with, especially if you were playing like a horror game. Like if you were playing, you know, Dying Light or, you know, Amnesia or something like that, you can kind of just see it go all over the place.
Isn't your friend Jeff getting a master's degree in psychology partially? His thesis tends to be about video games and studying video games and their effect in psychology.
I think to some degree, yes.
These are things I've gleaned off his YouTube channel and through bits of conversation with him, but...
Yes. Well, his YouTube channel's name is Dr. Hefe, so I guess there's some truth to that. But yeah, he deals with, or he was dealing with, like autistic kids for quite some time. And then he realized, you know, instead of trying to instruct them verbally, you know, why not create a video game of sorts that helps them learn certain things that, you know, might be easier for non-autistic kids. So he actually started developing a mobile app to kind of help train autistic kids to learn better and function more regularly, I guess. So I mean, there's that.
I
but-
see this mouse though as a really good way for people like Jeff to track data of emotional response while playing video games.
Right.
So depending on what type of psychological situation they're trying to study or track, this mouse could tell them, you know, when somebody's experiencing elevated heart rate, elevated, you know, levels of sweat, excitement, anticipation, anxiety. It might be a really good way to help track like anxiety disorders and things like that.
PTSD or something like that, right? Maybe if you know you have a fear of heights, then maybe developers could make like a heights simulator where like you're going up a ladder or you're climbing a cliff, and then they can see at what point are these triggers happening, right, as you're experiencing it. So that's actually a really useful and helpful usage of this technology. But what they're advertising here, what the folks at Myonix are advertising, is this is just a way to help improve your gaming abilities, which I don't know if it would actually help. I think it would just be interesting. Like you said, the applications you were just talking about, I could definitely see that being a huge help. You know what I mean? To people that suffer from certain disorders or whatever. But I think this is just kind of like one of those things where it's the first of something.
Yeah.
So it's getting a lot of traction and a lot of attention. But that's pretty serious stuff.
I like this overlay on the screen though, that you can like see it in real time.
That's cool.
How the gameplay is affecting you.
Right. I do like that real-time monitor, and I believe you can drag it anywhere on the screen. So depending on your game, if your game's in-game HUD is like in the bottom right, you can move that data off to the left and monitor it over there so it doesn't get in the way of your gameplay, which is very thoughtful and a good move, I think. But I think it's going to be $129 if it comes out. I think if you put $80 down for the Kickstarter, you get it for that price, so you get like 50 bucks off. But I think actually that pledge option is sold out, so you'd have to either pledge, you'd have to pledge more than $80 to get one. Yeah, the 300 backer is all gone.
That's for the first round, though. They do have like for a second round.
Right, you'd have to pay a little bit more, but still get it for a lower price than $129. Which I think, for the technology that they're putting into it, $129 is fair. If you're actually going to be using this kind of feature, and you're determined that it is going to help your gameplay, maybe you're a professional gamer, something like that might be a good tool. But very interesting. And how much have they raised so far? I think their goal was 100K.
And they've raised 29,000.
29K, and they have 38 days to go.
Yeah, this has only been up for a couple days, I think.
Yeah.
So
good luck to them. Hopefully they get there. I always like to see new technology coming out.
All right.
It's like a bomb.
The next thing we have is the death of clip art.
Aww.
So sad.
This is sad. We just wanted to take a brief moment of silence for our dear friend Clip Art from Microsoft, who has forever left us in physicality.
After 20 years of decorating our not so snazzy Word documents.
But we'll forever live on in our nostalgia. So I guess Microsoft finally put the axe down on Clip Art. And it's kind of interesting. It's just, at first I thought maybe it's just because they're old pictures and they're out of date, but it's really, I think, because, and the article alludes to this, is that since technology back then was, you had really low resolution monitors, and you didn't quite have the same amount of processing power as you do now. So simple vector art, like the stuff you find in clip art, was actually a good solution. But now that everyone is, pretty much on 1080 or at least higher resolution monitors and have a lot more processing power to handle these.
And also not using dot matrix printers.
And not using dot matrix printers as well. So all of these things combined has, urged Microsoft to make this decision. But in place of clip art, they're offering us a solution to bring up Bing every time you want to search for a picture.
Oh.
So now it's starting to make sense, right? So this would be a perfect opportunity to advertise our search engine that needs a lot more traction than it's already getting. So it'll open up a Bing search option, and you can basically search for images that way.
Do you remember this guy?
I do remember the Clippy.
Mr. Clippy. He was so useful.
Mr. Clippy.
You know what he was great for?
Just the lulz.
Mail merge.
What was mail merge?
Mail merge was when you had to set up a database, like say you needed to put an address label on a bunch of envelopes with a bunch of different addresses.
Yeah.
So you'd type along, and then, okay, so I'm all done entering my data. How do I now apply that data to, let's say, your Avery labels and what size and stuff? It was the like biggest struggle in Word in like Microsoft 2000, 2003 to figure out how to do it. It was this thing called mail merge, and it's very difficult to explain if you never had to do it. And the easiest way to do it was to bring up Mr. Clippy, and he'd say, "How can I help you today?" And I'd say, "Clippy, I need to mail merge," and he, "Okay, it's done."
So Mr. Clippy back then, he's the original Siri.
Yes.
I mean, pretty much. He's
And
OG Siri.
He was cool. He'd like turn into a bicycle and stuff.
I do remember that, and I'd look at my tattered and torn paper clips IRL, and was always disappointed that they couldn't turn into bikes and run away to entertain me. But yes, Mr. Clippy, rest in peace. God bless his soul, as well as Clip Art. They both get sent to the grave together, but they're still Bing. So there you guys go. Very
Don't
sad
let us
day.
get too excited about that.
Yeah.
All right. So, the big story of the day, Captain Toad and the Treasure Tracker.
What? This is the big story? Oh, I guess we did allude to this in the live
You
stream
guys thought I
preview.
was kidding.
You are really interested in this game. It does look pretty fun.
It's a puzzler where Toadstool, or Captain Toad, who was introduced in the very popular Super Mario 3D World, gets his own game, and I'll try to
I think
do
it's about
this.
time that Toad gets his own game, though, because he's been on the sidelines for a long time, and he's one of the original players.
Yeah.
In Microsoft.
Sorry, I can't
in
fast
Mario
forward through
Brothers.
this
In Super Mario
commercial.
Brothers. I mean, Peach had her own game, right? And I believe
Ye-
Luigi got his own game. With the
Peach did
GameCube.
have a game.
Luigi had Luigi's Mansion for GameCube, and now, I think it's about time, like, 4 or 5 console generations later, probably even more than that, it's his moment to
Guys,
shine.
I'm trying to.
A brief moment in the
not gonna
spotlight
work.
for our friend
Escape.
Mr. Toad.
Yeah. So anyway, it's
Captain
it's an episodic game. So you have different levels and different episodes. All those things, skill building as you go. So levels get harder as you progress through the game.
I would hope so.
And also you follow a little story. But mostly the reviewer here on TechCrunch said that even though it seems kind of juvenile, it's a really, really fun game, which is the same thing we've been saying about Wii games or Wii U games for a while. When we did our first Let's Play video was on Mario 3D World, and we were all like, this is going to be lame. And then we couldn't stop playing it for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And it was so fun, cat suits and all.
I remember that. All I could hear was laughing in the other room, and I was sad I had to write a script.
So, we just wanted to highlight a positive game launch this year.
Yes,
You
indeed.
know.
Since when did he become a captain? When did that happen?
I don't know, when they gave him a little spelunking light.
Yeah, but he was captain of what? Captain of that brick?
Captain of Adorableness.
Captain of Adorable. That's the one reason I could never play this game, is because it's too damn adorable and cute.
It's so
that I just want to
cute.
crush everything. It's like
So
that
cute.
kind of cuteness that's just annoying. It's like, ugh.
Look, there's a dragon though. See down here, dragon.
Scary. It does look really nice though, even though the animations are very childlike. It looks beautiful. It's very colorful.
It's very colorful. I think I would fall off of that.
I'd
But
save a lot of money on psychedelics playing this game.
Kyle.
Just saying. It's about a mushroom.
Okay.
Rest my case.
All
Wii U
right.
Master Race.
What are we
We
talking
will prevail.
about? What are we talking about next?
I don't know what's next on the list.
I don't know.
Bunch of
Let me go.
stuff.
Let's go over here for a second.
Here's a bunch of stuff. Well, we're still.
So
while we're on
Kyle,
the
what
topic
what new games have you played lately?
I have not had time to play anything. I should say, I have not made time to play anything, because I always believe you always have time to do stuff. You just need to make time for it. But I have not made an effort to play any games. Although I am going to try to do a gaming live stream within the next week or so. We'll see how that goes. Since I'm so out of practice, it's going to be a really terrible.
I know.
It's not going to be very enjoyable to watch. I'm dissing
I
my
took a
own
week off and I had
future stream.
completely forgotten how to play Borderlands 2.
I know.
I tried to play last night. I was like, what is going on? How do I even fire this thing?
Playing video games. It's not like riding a bike. really
It is
isn't.
a skill. It
It is
is
a
a
skill.
skill. You have to continuously grow.
Yeah, riding a
You'll
bike
be
isn't a skill.
fine. You'll play like you've always
You'll
played.
be fine, says Steve. Says the guy with a million Steam games.
I just
plays
stopped
every
trying to
night.
snipe and I just get out the gun that mows things down.
I know.
Yes.
Go for the noob tube.
I just get upset and just start shooting everything.
It's always fun to play games when you're angry.
And throw lots of grenades. But I have a grenade mod right now that like makes the grenade bounce.
Yeah.
So it's like a 50-50 chance that that thing's coming back at me.
Oh yeah. I hate those little ricochet grenades in that game.
And suddenly I'm electrocuted and
Yeah.
almost dead. And like,
Why
what
am, I,
happened?
why am I still using this grenade?
Useless. Okay, our next story is about Super Smash.
Oh
and,
right,
and
yes.
and something that we didn't know about it, which was that you could build your own levels.
I knew that, but I had completely forgotten it because I first
This
found
is
out about it.
intense.
Yeah, there's one really cool level. Honestly, I really wanted to just focus on one or two of them because some of them are just like, meh. That's kind of cool. They rebuilt an original level that was in the original Super Smash Brothers.
Okay.
And then that one's kind of boring. This one's boring. I don't know why I picked this article. Yep. Okay, that one's fine.
Which one can I play while you talk about it?
Okay, just keep going down until one of them looks good. Oh, that looks like a Sonic one, so I think you can probably do it.
That one's not. There's
it's
no
not a
play.
video. One of these is pretty good. All right, this one, Smashketball. Smashketball is by far the best custom level I've seen for
This
Super
is
Smash
like
Brothers
that
so
game
far.
that we did the Let's Play on a couple weeks ago. Friends, what was it?
Friends.
Oh shoot! It was
Happy Tree Friends.
No, we did it with Game Crate, and it looked just like this.
I totally forgot. I know you told me about it several times, but scroll down.
Okay.
They actually have a video. So this is even
This
better
one?
because no, the one up there, yeah. So they put you know the barrels that when you get hit into them, you get stuck into them and they just shoot you out one direction.
Yes.
No reference to the band. And so basically they put barrels just all across the board, up top, and there's two barrels, one on each side in the form of like a
That's
a
awesome.
basketball hoop. And the back plate.
Oh,
Yeah, isn't that amazing? And the backboard.
That's awesome.
The backboard's made of lava, so if you miss, you're screwed either way. Pretty much is how it goes. And it's great because if you get knocked straight up, you go straight back down because there's just a big
You
row of
can't even
barrels.
save yourself. Like you could pick somebody up and throw them in there,
Right.
and then they're just done.
And it's great because watch when he gets shot down, he ends up hitting all the other people that are below him. And then,
Oh, he just killed himself.
yeah,
Jumped into the wrong barrel, dude.
you literally. I mean, this is so great because it almost turns it into a different game, right? Because you could
Yeah.
literally do teams 2-on-2 and literally be like, that's your hoop and that's mine, and then you just try to shoot each other into each other's hoops.
That's so fun.
I mean, oh, I want to get a Wii U so bad for this, just for this game alone. Well, this and the Toad game,
of
Captain
course,
Toad,
Captain
of
Toad.
course, and Mario Kart 8. So I mean, and upcoming Zelda, like Nintendo is killing it right
Hyrule
now.
Warriors is
Nintendo is
so
totally killing
fun.
it. So
I think
bravo to them.
I
Bravo to
think
you.
they're killing it because, well, for one, they only had a game launch tank this year.
Yeah.
Well, actually, probably in the last 6 months, I would say.
Right.
The traction has finally gotten rolling ever since E3, really, under the Wii U. Because before that, everybody was like,
Yeah.
"Come on."
Yeah.
And that's one thing with the Toad game I forgot to mention, is that it actually makes use of the gamepad because you can use the touchscreen to change to first-person view. So you can look at the touchpad and you'll be in first-person view from like Toad's point of view,
Right.
and then you can touch on things there to like grab something in front of you or whatever. So it kind of enhances your gameplay by giving you like that extra level of accuracy in difficult situations.
I like that.
But
Watching the eyes.
at
Watching the world through the
no
eyes.
point does Toad's face disappear in the middle of a level for no reason at all. I'll leave it after that. That's it.
Alrighty. Mute audio.
Mute audio.
What's going on
It's
with
louder than, sorry guys, I'll just shut this off. It's this page.
Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry, I thought I did mute the videos. Many apologies. Okay, so our next story before we go to a round of Twitter questions, I found this. Actually, no. Steve sent this to me, which I think means Rob sent it to us. So thank you, Robin. Google launches a Santa tracker to teach kids how to code.
Fun.
I want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to code.
Yeah.
Every day until Christmas, they have this little game that kids can do. And every day it has some new educational lessons or that are, you know, geared toward teaching kids JavaScript and coding.
Right.
Which is awesome. So I want to do that.
It also
I don't
teaches,
know those things.
It also teaches children that Santa Claus is not real, and that he is just a series of ones and zeros.
Okay, I
Am I
did
allowed
not
to
know
say that
that.
on the stream?
It was Robert that sent it.
Oh, Robert. Sorry, Robert. Thank
Robert.
you.
Thank you, Robert.
So many Robs.
Robin, we don't know who you are.
Yes, we do. Stop.
Just kidding.
Okay, anyway.
So how does it exactly work? Like, do they have to code their way to find where Santa is?
So there's the high-tech sleigh dashboard.
That does look very high-tech. Google
And-
Maps Santa tracker. Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to go to the village. Anyway, so there's these things we can click on. Oops. I haven't unlocked
This is-
any of these
this is
days.
very
So I'm
pretty.
guessing it progresses, like every day you learn something, and then gradually it builds to you writing code.
Right.
See? Employing the
Jeez,
kids of tomorrow.
I know.
Getting them to write the codes of Google today.
I know. They're insane. They're always they're so far ahead.
But they turned the reason they started to do this is in a recent survey they found in high school students, 80% of high school students don't know what computer science majors learn. So of the 20% that do know what computer science majors learn, most feel that coding is boring and hard, but over 2/3 of the boys surveyed felt that computer science would be a good career choice. So they're trying to teach kids young how to do these things regardless of their ethnicity or gender. They also said that there's a big problem getting tech companies to hire minorities because they don't recruit from historically black colleges and universities. And so minorities are having an even harder time getting into these tech jobs because they're just not making the networking connections necessary to get in.
Right.
But if all kids universally start learning this stuff from a young age, I think it would take a lot of the ethnicity and gender gaps out of future tech employment.
Right.
Which is cool. Thank you, Google, for solving that problem for everybody.
Yeah, I know, right? Had to make a search engine do it.
Okay, I think we should take some Twitter questions.
Twitter question time.
Ba-ba-ba.
All right, guys. So let's see what we have here. Kitty, thank you for giving us a shout out. Appreciate that. What games are we currently playing? Oh wait, we already read that one, didn't we?
No.
What are your
I
favorite
would
games
just-
of 2014, and what upcoming games are you excited about?
Up.
Steve just said, "Do you want a list?" That'd be
Yeah,
great,
Steve.
You could just drop all of your Steam games onto my hard drive.
So from 2014, favorite game releases that weren't on the Wii U. Let's narrow it down a little.
Sure.
I still have high hopes that I will like Assassin's Creed Unity when I start playing it. I think that Borderlands pre-sequel was a pretty huge launch. Everybody I know who's playing it is great. I'm doing the Borderlands series right now, actually. So I will probably be...
Borderlands 2, right?
Yeah, so I'll probably be playing pre-sequel shortly.
Very cool.
And for me, Valiant Hearts was my big one that I really, really loved this year. I felt like most of the early releases for the PS4 were turd burglars and were very boring until we got up to, Destiny was the big launch.
Yes.
Which is a beautiful game. I hated it, but I hate playing FPSs, so you can't take my word for anything on those.
Sure.
Telltale's Game of Thrones.
Telltale's Game of Thrones?
Was there a Game of Thrones?
It's released.
Yeah, just released.
Telltale game.
Oh gosh, that sounds amazing.
Also Borderlands version.
I love Telltale's attitude. They're like, we're just going to take all the most popular shows in
And
the country and make video games out of them.
But they're focusing on like an outerlying
Oh, yeah,
province.
absolutely.
It's not going to
Absolutely.
be although as much fun as that would be,
Right.
having like
But I mean,
dragons.
it's already guaranteed a market.
All right,
Just
so
genius. Sorry, I can't really answer that too much. I'm very intrigued by Dying Light. I know that's
Yeah.
going to be pretty intense.
Steve
and
loves
scary.
it.
It looks really pretty too.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the minimum and recommended PC specs for that game in just a bit.
Okay.
Some of the rumors going around there. But let's see. Can we talk about the GTX 960 rumors?
Absolutely not.
Well, we can
What
get
rumors?
around. Yeah. What's GTX mean?
What?
We can probably talk about that after this little
Graphics
Q&A.
card,
Stay
huh?
tuned for that. What's your dream monitor setup? 4K.
My dream
4K times
monitor
3.
setup. Right now, my dream monitor setup is really just 2 monitors. Is my dream. I only have 1 right now. It's kind of limiting.
Yeah. I really don't like multi-monitors for gaming. I just don't. I prefer a single panel. 3 is too overwhelming for me. It's too immersive. It still needs to be a game.
I want to be in the
I
game.
want to be in the game. But I would love a 4K monitor. Just maybe like a 28 or even a 30-inch. Anything smaller than that, and the icons become super tiny, and you need to like squint for everything. But I'd say for gaming, if you're talking about a gaming dream monitor setup, then 1 4K monitor would be nice. If we're talking about workstation applications, give me 3 of those bad boys, because I already have 2 monitors. One's 1080, one's 2560 by 1440, and I'm already pressed for space. Like there's just windows popped up everywhere. Premiere takes up 1 monitor as it is, so having 3 4K monitors would be an absolute dream. Productivity would
Yeah.
be skyrocketed. Once again, there's that word.
So are you going to start a Kickstarter for that? GoFundMe?
No, I'm
Tubestarter?
just
Get
gonna-
Kyle some better
Just
monitors?
gonna reach out to some vendors and be like, "Hey, I'm doing a 4K monitor review."
No, we're just going to notice
any
the
samples?
NEC one's missing one day.
Yes, had my eye on those.
They're not going to fit on your
Literally.
desk.
I know they won't. That's the other thing. I can't. Are we back?
Yeah.
Possible. Yes,
Hello.
I have confirmed that we are back.
I'm very sorry, guys. That was unacceptable.
We have no idea what happened.
We feel bad because that was bad.
But thank you for hanging in there.
Yeah, for those of you who stuck around, really appreciate it. Hopefully, we're stable from here on out, and we will have no other issues today. But where do we leave off? I think.
We left off with...
What was the last thing you guys heard? I'm afraid to know. We're alive!
We were taking questions from the Twitter audience. And
Oh yes,
text.
we were. We were doing a little bit of a Q&A here. All right, so now most of the questions are, why did the Twitch stream die? You all know that.
We don't know.
The answer to that now.
Oh, I messed this up.
Do we know anything? No, okay. Have Ubisoft recent embargo for game review release affected your purchase of pre-orders?
I have no idea.
Not.
That's
not
the
applicable
easy.
to
That's
me.
the short answer to that question.
Does not apply. Another question. Oh, yep. Yep, the stream did drop. We know that. Code red in chat. This ain't good. Alright, gotta skip all this stuff. Okay, I think they're all literally about the stream dropping. Would you ever get 134-inch? Would you ever get 134-inch 21:9 monitor for video editing? Yes, but only if it was for video editing. No, you know what? I would do it. I would do it. Why not? I don't like. Well, the bezels don't bother me too much if I'm just editing and stuff. But yeah, sure. 21:9, that'd be cool. But I would prefer 4K, just because I like the 16:9 form factor, aspect ratio, I should say. And I don't really think I need 34 inches. Once again, my desk is super small, so unless you had a lot more distance between you and the monitor and you didn't want to go blind.
You have no idea how bad I want to say that's what she said right now.
Oh, but you just did. Point 1 for Jenny. But yes, I have had some experience with 21:9 monitors in the past, and I'm for them. I like them.
The Stream of Life asks, who wants a muffin?
Me. Especially if it's blueberry.
Yeah, I want
Or poppy seed muffins are really good.
I want a one of those crumble top ones, coffee cake crumble muffins. They're good.
Damn you, the Stream of Life. You've made me hungry. Okay, so I think that was. Did you have any other questions on your end, Jenny?
I was kind of answering them, actually, while we were sitting here on my Twitter.
Oh, a couple good ones came up. Do you ever play TF2 or PlanetSide 2? We played a bit of Team Fortress 2 on the last gaming live stream I did. I was raising money for charity. This was about a year ago. That was the first time I had ever played Team Fortress 2, and I really liked it.
It was fun. That was a fun game to play.
I really do like that game a lot. So, and it's free to play, and so is PlanetSide 2. I do want to play PlanetSide 2 as well. I've heard nothing but good things about that game as well. Probably be playing some of those in a week if I do a stream. I don't know if I'm doing a stream. I hope I do a stream. What's on your tech wish list for the holidays?
New phone.
Yeah. I think my phone's aging too, but I don't know if it's quite ready for me to get rid of yet.
I'm kind of trying to hold out for the S6, and then I'll make a decision about what I want to do. Because the Nexus 6 looks great, but it's humongous. I can't actually hold it.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that the new Galaxy S6 is going to be too large as well, in which case I will probably just go with the OnePlus One.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the trend right now, is phones are just getting bigger and bigger. Well, they're getting, the screens are getting bigger, but they're getting thinner.
What are you doing? You have tiny little digits.
I don't know.
I can't hold a phone much bigger than this. Like, this is even a stretch for me. Like, this becomes, my hands get sore from this, actually. Yeah. Even at this size, it's...
It needs to be some, like, kind of sticky material that just stick to your hand like that. I don't know how that would work. But anyway, what's on my tech list? I asked my mom for a test bench, and I had to give her links with descriptions to make sure that she was buying the right product. The Lian Li TC60, I believe, is a really, really nice. That's actually the same test benches we use for our studio, for all of our testing, benchmarking, and whatnot. I really do need one, because right now my components are just kind of strewn about on the table, and if ever I have to move them, I have to like move all of them individually or disconnect things. It's really nice to just have a steel test bench that is really sturdy. So I'm really looking for it. I hope my mom gets it right. Mom, if you're watching this, get it right.
Does your mom watch your streams?
She watches my videos. Yeah.
I need her to be on the stream master questions.
In fact, my grandpa recently started watching my videos too, and he wanted to know how he could watch them more all the time instead of just on my computer. So I literally spent 2 hours, I tweeted about this the other night, I spent 2 hours explaining what the internet was to him. And it was like so surreal. Like it literally took me about 2 hours. He's never used a computer in his life, or a smartphone, or a tablet. And then finally, once I got him to get it, he asked me what YouTube was. And I was like just standing there, I was like, I can do this, I can totally do this, this is what I do. And I basically told him, I was like, all right, YouTube is like a TV channel that anyone can be on.
Shame on you for not vlogging this, by the way.
And
Hold on, Grandpa. Let me get the camera going.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that would have been excellent.
You up real quick, Grandpa.
You know, it just happened so quickly. You know, I was like downstairs in my underwear, like obviously, getting something from the fridge, like a soda, and I was gonna run back up, and then we started talking about it. So that would have been a great opportunity. But now he wants a tablet, and now that he knows what a tablet is. So I told him, at first he was like, okay, so I can watch, how do I get the internet? Like, what do I need? I was like, well, you can do like a smartphone or a tablet or you know, a computer. He's like, all right, I'm gonna buy a phone. And I was like, no, you don't want to buy a phone because you have to pay like a monthly.
That's a big evolutionary leap there.
Yeah, going from pen and paper to smartphone in 0 to 60 in 1 second. So I told him, I was like, no, you should get a tablet. You know, they're much more better for that sort of thing. So I showed him my Nexus 7 right here, and he was blown away. I was like, all right, give me a search term. Give me anything. And he's like, wait, search term? I was like, give me a word. And he was like, Elvis, because he likes Elvis. Yeah. So I typed in Elvis, and he was blown away. I was like, see, look, these are all his pictures, and these are all you could see his music. You could listen to his music. And I played like Jailhouse Rock for him, and he was just like, what is this technology? It was really a great experience, just watching him light up like a child almost, like experiencing these things for the first time that we often take for granted.
So of course you're gonna go buy him an Apple product, right?
God.
The most old
Not
person
spending
friendly.
more than $100 on tech for my grandpa. So I'm probably gonna get him something simple like an Asus memo pad,
Okay.
Those are pretty
Make
reliable.
sure you keep the parental locks on, otherwise he's going to...
Yeah.
There's a lot of the internet you don't want to have to explain to your
Bit
grandpa.
concerned. Someone said he wants it for science or something like that. Oh gosh. So it'll be interesting. I'm supposed to buy him one like today, and you know, hopefully teach him how to use it, you know, and type and like everything, like how to open apps. He asked me what apps were. I had to explain to him what apps were. He asked me what a website was.
This would have been a great episode of Tell Me Like I'm 5.
Yeah, seriously. Or like your how to Dear Parents web series idea. Like that would have been perfect. So really, really interesting experience. A good experience. I had a good fun time teaching him about
In your underwear.
the tech of things. In my underwear, nonetheless. Like a bowl of cereal, like while I'm telling him. Yeah, it was good stuff.
Wow, that's awesome. That's an awesome story.
Yeah. Very memorable. Anyway.
Nothing we have to talk about could top that.
Where do we go from here? Well, looks like we have a couple other questions.
Let's just take a few more questions before we end the show. We can't bleed over too much today, but...
True. What's a good comfy chair computing uses? What?
These ones are by Rosewell.
Yes,
I feel obligated
these are.
to say. And I built them.
They're handcrafted by Jenny herself.
Joanne and I built 5 of these one day.
I remember that.
There's a video on it. Most of our butt crack is edited out, but if you're careful.
I could never imagine you or Joanne as plumbers until after that day. And then I could easily...
The biggest space we had to build on wasn't a table. It was actually just sitting on the floor, and girls' pants sitting on the floor. It's just what happens. And so Anna comes in and she goes, I don't think we can use any of this. And I was like, well, I'm not reshooting the video, Anna. She goes, there's just too much butt crack.
In her polite Anna voice.
I was like, well, I'm not reshooting.
But she somehow found a way around it.
She just cut it all out, and so the time lapse of the build is really difficult to understand.
It would have been so much better if she had just put like little mosaic like blurs on each of your butt cracks like for every. It's like an episode of Cops, but you know, just the crack everywhere. Different kind of crack on that episode.
Now everybody's gonna want the link to that
share
video.
Yeah, of course.
Where is it? I think it's on Newegg Products, you guys. If you go and Google, like go to Newegg Products and then do a search for Rosewell chairs.
Right.
And then you'll find out what these chairs are.
Indeed.
And watch us build some.
Yes, that would be great. So, I don't know. I use like a cheap $100 desk chair that it's not the most comfortable, but it's good enough for my needs. It would be nice to have a super comfortable chair. Yeah. Because then I could just be editing all day and just like drooling on myself while I'm being productive. You know, maybe take a power nap in there. But you know, it's
you just
chairs.
like get a Velcro strap and like strap yourself to it.
Yeah.
That way, if you fall asleep, you don't slump over on your desk.
It needs to like have a built-in like taser or something, just like a light shock anytime like my blood pressure or like my heart rate goes down, where it's like you can tell I'm sleeping. It just gives me a nice little jolt. Like back to editing. That would be really useful.
I alternate between right now a metal folding chair and a blown-up exercise ball. The metal folding chair is extremely uncomfortable, so it forces me to sit on the exercise ball instead.
The ball it forces you to have better posture when you sit, right? Because you don't have that back. I almost said back plate. That backrest.
You don't have any backrest, so it forces you to like hold your stomach in and build your lower core muscles while you're gaming. See, you can do it.
Yes, I could never use a yoga ball for my desk chair though, because
you would fall asleep and you just roll off of it.
Well, this is how I would edit. This is me editing on a yoga ball.
You stop bouncing after a while.
No, I would just bounce the whole time. How could you not bounce sitting on a yoga ball?
I do bounce. Like I have a yoga ball at my desk, and I have to say that I do bounce.
Yeah, and no one's going to take you seriously if they just see you bouncing on a chair all day. If you're bouncing on a ball, the grandpa comes in, hey Kyle, what do you do? Can you take me to the store? No, I'm busy. I'm just working really hard. Check back in an hour.
You need to do it for your live stream.
Okay, I'll do it for the live stream, sure. It's a great idea.
Well, you get excited about things if you bounce.
You do. And then you can always tell when someone's in a bad mood because then you walk in, they're like, "What's up?" They're bouncing really slow, or it's like not as high. Just like just a sad bounce. Anyway, we've gone on way too much of a tangent here.
And with that, we need to end.
Are we ending? Wait,
Probably.
I wanted to really quick talk about the GTX 960.
Okay.
Just because people are asking about it, and it is.
I need a link. Did you put it in here?
No, this was something that I just.
How am
I did a quick Google search.
Killing me, Smalls.
Here, I'll put it in
What is
right
it?
here.
GTX 970, 960.
960. Yes.
And whose website are you looking at?
No one's right now. I just.
What? That's the guru of 3D.
Oh wait, this is okay. This is about. Well, this was like a month ago. Yeah, Guru of 3D. So there's been a lot of rumors on when it's coming out and what are the specs. So.
We went over this. Paul and I did.
Oh, did you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll go watch the last live stream then. Jeez, guys, making us repeat information. But honestly, I think what I'm curious about is if there's going to be 2 models of it, or if it's just going to be one. Because in past generations, NVIDIA has released like a 660 and a 660 Ti video card, but they don't. It's not a guarantee necessarily. So is it going to be one card or 2? Are we going to have multiple options for that tier of a video card, or
Usually they release all the base versions and then they come out with all the TI versions kind of in a line after that.
Yes,
so
true.
that's what I'm expecting them to just kind of be consistent with what they've done.
Yeah.
But we know NVIDIA's got a lot of other things cooking right now, including their grid streaming and some other stuff.
Yeah, good point. So, I don't know. Hopefully we're looking at somewhere in the $220 to $240 range, which is pretty solid.
Good.
Yeah. I think that's fair. Fair market price for hardware of that caliber.
That's what I just bought. Well, not just bought, but recently purchased a 760 for.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. That's a nice.
Out.
Yeah, I should have held out, but 760 is still a good card. But I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all.
That's it.
Those are all the things
Thank you, everybody,
we had to say.
who returned back or stuck with it through our technical difficulties today.
Yes.
We appreciate you and your time.
Yes. We apologize once again. Thank you guys for sticking with us. So, excuse me. Wow. Couldn't wait for that to be over.
Your Apple
Couldn't wait
Jacks
for the
are
stream.
biting back.
I know. Return of the Jacks. But thank you guys so much for watching once again. Be sure to tune in next week. We'll be doing another Alt+Tab as well as a Yoked every Wednesday. So you can be sure to find us there as well. And feel free to tweet us about anything.
Yeah.
Jenny and I are both very active on Twitter, unless we're explaining things to our grandparents. So go ahead and feel free
I don't
to
have any grandparents,
tweet at
Kyle.
us. Oh, geez, this turned really dark. Sorry. It's awkward now. Cut the stream!